Welcome to another video on the study of Reformed theology or Calvinism. We have been looking at the acrostic known as TULIP, T-U-L-I-P, Total Depravity, Unconditional Election, Limited Atonement, Irresistible Grace, and Perseverance of the Saints. Today we're going to look at Irresistible Grace, the I in that acrostic. And once again, as we've seen in some of the other phrases, that phrase does not appear anywhere in the scriptures. Yes, the word grace appears almost 150 some odd times. Never is it accompanied by the word irresistible. And there's only two possibilities, if there were such a thing as irresistible grace, is that grace is irresistible to all mankind, or it is only irresistible to the elect that God has chosen. It is founded upon the belief. This is very important. Irresistible grace is founded upon the belief that grace has no appeal whatsoever to the totally depraved, spiritually dead sons of Adam. Nor does grace have any appeal to the elect even until they have been regenerated first. Only one possibility remains with irresistible grace. Grace is irresistibly imposed upon a chosen few. That is the core of Calvinism. To impose anything on anyone is really the antithesis of grace. And yet there is no indication in Scripture that God's grace is irresistibly extended to anyone who does not choose to receive it. Some other thoughts on this? Augustine basically founded a lot of this. And faith became something which God irresistibly bestowed upon the elect without their having believed anything or having made any decision or even being made aware that they were being regenerated. They were being regenerated without their knowledge, so that therefore God's grace could irresistibly be imposed upon them. And I do not find not only that phrase, but that concept in Scripture I do not find anywhere. Furthermore, how can this be true? How can anyone who God has created totally depraved cause them to sin, then withholds the grace that they need for salvation? How can they be held accountable on Judgment Day? They're only doing what they have been predestined to do, what they have not been given any grace to change. The God of Calvinism has created all men incapable of seeking him and believing the gospel. And why doesn't the God who is sovereign, who is love and infinite love and grace, why doesn't he extend this irresistible grace to all men? That is something I haven't been able to understand. Now, I want to look at a couple of other things here. There are other scriptures, by the way, when on the topic of grace, that make it clear that while grace is unmerited, we all believe that grace is unmerited. However, the Bible teaches that we must respond to it and accept it. It's not forced on anyone. I don't find that anywhere in Scripture. Paul wrote, "We beseech you also that you receive not the grace of God in vain." Is it possible, therefore, that you could receive the grace of God in vain? Now, let's see. R.C. Sproul, one of the leaders in Reformed theology while he was alive, said irresistible grace can be resisted, but at the same time he declared that irresistible grace is invincible. So we have a serious contradiction there. R.C. Sproul said that for the elect, God takes away all that caused them in their total depravity to resist him. Listen to that again. For the elect, God takes away all that was within them that caused them in their total depravity to resist him. I just want to know one thing. Where does the Bible teach that? I haven't been able to find that anywhere in Scripture. And I have searched this topic over and over and over again. So in Calvinism, the elect, who have been chosen by God for salvation, must somehow be made to believe the gospel in spite of their natural unwillingness and alleged inability. The gospel of God's grace, which is seemingly offered in the scriptures to whosoever will believe, must be imposed, and that only on God's elect. James White has said this is why irresistible grace is an absolute necessity. He said, quote, unregenerate man is fully capable of understanding the facts of the gospel. He is simply incapable, due to his corruption and enmity, to submit himself to that gospel. That's a terrible attack on the gospel. That's a contradiction. It renders powerless the gospel, which Paul declared in Romans chapter 1, verse 16, that the gospel was the power of God unto salvation. So let's take a few minutes here, last few minutes here, and we will look at a few verses. And I want you to notice something that's missing in each one of these verses when it comes to the when the word grace is there. Romans 12:6, having then gifts differing according to the grace that was given us. 1 Corinthians 1:4, I thank my God for the grace of God which is given to you by Jesus Christ. Ephesians 3:8, unto me who am less of all the saints, this grace is given. Ephesians 4:7, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. You know what's missing in every one of those verses? The word irresistible. The concept is not there. The word irresistible is not there. Grace is a gift from God that must be received. And like we said about salvation, what ability does a man have to possess to be able to receive a free gift from the God of glory?